Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, and I'm really excited about this truck. Super cool. First time ever in my shop. 1972 Suburban, Chevrolet Suburban. It's a 3-door, and this is all factory original V8 automatic, power steering, power brakes. Really cool truck. And you guys are going to like the way you see it when you see the outside, because it's an old Harley Davidson shop truck. So we're going to take it for a quick spin, and I will show you around. She fires right up with ease, shifts into gear nicely. Transmission shifts smoothly through all the gears. Steers super easy. I mean, extremely straight steering truck, no wandering at all. You know, part of it too is I spend so much time in 40s and 50s model vehicles, even in 60s models. You jump in a 70s truck and it just feels different. It almost feels like a new, you know, like a new car compared to like a 1950 Chevrolet truck. So really easy to steer, really easy to drive. I'll show you. I'll drive around this cul-de-sac here. See, I mean, super easy to steer. One of the things that I did notice when I go to put it in park is just making sure I've got it pulled all the way towards me and goes straight up, and it goes into park nice and easy. But if you don't pull it in towards you, that's the lock. And sometimes it'll feel like it doesn't want to go up into park. So really important to just pull on that. Great sounding exhaust. Sounds like a little belt squeak there I didn't notice before, but that's okay. Usually an easy thing to fix. Yeah, very cool truck. This one was one that I was really tempted to put on air ride. And again, we just gotten to where we're saying we don't want to do the project for somebody else, you know? Somebody else might want to raise this up, or just actually the way that it sits right now, it looks great. This is factory height Suburban. It's got a great look to it, but I thought about putting airbags on it so I could lower this thing all the way down, probably take the little step up for the rear door off, and then that way you could really lower this thing down. Great patina on this truck. Disc brakes in the front as well. Let me show you under the hood and then we'll turn it off and talk more about it. So nice, pretty clean under the hood. Nice clean inner fender wells. Rust free, firewalls in great shape. Nice clean little engine detail, nothing, not perfect, but got the original air cleaner on it and basically the original setup. I can't tell if that's a GM or a Quadrojet carburetor. Power steering, like I said, power brakes. I pointed to the brakes and said steering. It looks like that belt is just a touch, you can see it. So just we could tighten that alternator up, tighten that belt up, and it'll be just fine. It won't squeak anymore. Power steering, you can see down there. So this truck, I'm going to turn the car off so we can hear it a little bit better. I can hear myself think. Not a rust-free vehicle. We'll go ahead and say that now. There's a little spots of rust here and there on the truck. I don't call it a rusty bucket. I don't buy rusty bucket trucks, but there's a few rusty spots here and there. We'll go around and look. Spot here on the hood. And this is like kind of typical spots for these models, you know, just like every other model's got their typical spot where you see, you know, rust sometimes. This is the same thing. So little spot there on the hood. The rest of the hood looks pretty good. Now it's got the GMC hood on it, and then it's got the Chevrolet. I think that somebody put the GMC on it. I believe it's titled as a 72 Chevrolet Suburban, not a GMC. So I think somebody just put that on there, and that's cool. More power to them. The paint on this thing is really cool patina. That to me, I mean, everybody has their own jam. to me, this truck is the truck you buy because you like it just like it is. Now, that being said, maybe you're looking for something to restore. I think the body's straight enough. You can see in this thing. You can fix a few spots and paint it if you want to. That's great. But I just really like it the way it is. It's super cool. Be a great truck to put a trailer behind, tow your motorcycles in, use as your own Harley Davidson or Indian or whatever parts truck. You can, so much space in the back. So anyways, little dent here on the trim. Walking around it, doing a good inspection. Nice and solid over here. Down the doors look good. Little spot here on the bottom, couple little bubbles, little spot there. Actually pretty solid on this side, pretty straight. Little bubble there. Little bad body work kind of thing. The drip rail looks like they're in good shape. I'm gonna walk down this. Windshield's in good shape. I don't see any cracks or anything. It's missing the rear view mirror. Weather stripping is old. Glass looks like what I would call good original condition with good, you know, older weather stripping. Coming around the back, love this Harley logo. The tailgate looks like it's pretty solid. There's one little spot right there. We're gonna open the back up here in just a second. This is a bigger car, so I wanna do a better, you know, inspection. There's a little spot right there. Like I said, not a rusty bucket, but a few spots that are typical. Spot here on the door. Brand spanking new wheels and tires. Is a Legend Series 5, you know, like kind of like American racing wheels. Legend Series, brand spanking new wheels and tires. They're awesome. I love them. They're 20s, and I did staggered with a little bit fatter on the back, a little bit smaller on the front, and they really fill out the wheel wells nicely. And like I said, I'd love to make this thing into a lowrider. We go on inside the truck. Older door panels. You know, somebody put a little electric tape there to cover something up. Like I said, I didn't want to go crazy restoring this truck, so all I did, we put brand new carpet in it. The carpet's brand new, front and rear. We have the original bench seat, and we recovered that. It's got brand new on it. It's got seat belts already installed. The dash is original. Speedometer works. Well, it looks like the fuel gauge works. I put a little gas in it to see if it would move, and it did. The original oil pressure works. And then it's got some aftermarket gauges down here. I love the fact that it's got the old radio in it. Got the controls there. Everything here is for the heater, so it doesn't appear to be leaking or anything, which is great, but the switch to turn it on and off is not there. So it's probably, that's the one of the three that's missing. I also put a brand new dash cap on it. They were just, those are the little things to me that I just wanted to have, like a cool looking shop truck, and leave, you know, that real original look to it. You know, the old patina. I didn't want to clean it up so much we didn't have a good patina on it. A couple little spots of rust here on the rocker. Looks like somebody put some newer steel on top of that. Glove box. Let's see if I can get it to open. Sometimes it's not easy to do with one hand. There we go. So this is actually kind of cool too. The original parts and all that indicator there, service parts identification, and then it does not have a box in it, so a little dusty in here. It's pollen season, so it's a little dusty up in here. So they call this a 3-door because it's got the 2 doors on the passenger side and only the driver's side door on there, and that's really, really cool. Brand new carpet back here as well. Nice looking bed area, just with it's got the old original plywood underneath the skin that's been put on top just to aesthetically make it look nice. I think that'll last a long time. The old plywood underneath is, you know, older and got a few little rusty spots here and there. The inner wells here look good. Inner fender wells, or interior fender wells, I should say. And the inside looks great. Personally, I would not even think about putting a headliner in it. But like I said, now, I always do the if it was my truck. One of the things is that these are supposed to have upholstery kits that go all the way down, and this was a truck kit. It was hard to find a Suburban kit. So I did think about maybe getting something to match this, a little, you know, thin piece of plywood making a panel back here, staining it to match, and that would look nice. I would love, if I could, to find another original bench and put it in the back, get the matching upholstery, and having the front and back seats. But I also like the fact that it's not there, because we can carry a lot of cargo in this. It would make a really great, if you're looking for a truck, something you could use as a truck, but you need it in the covered, this is a great way to go. We ended up buying a station wagon for our daughter's coffee shop for that very reason. We needed the coffee, you know, to be able to be inside and inside a truck but not get wet, you know, in a truck but not get wet. And I said larger vehicle, it's going to take me just a second longer to do this video, so bear with me. I push the button, it holds itself up, moves very easily. Push the button again, unlocks the back, tailgate drops down, a little bit of surface rust back here, original paint. Bottom of the tailgate is actually overall pretty good. There's a little crusties there, but it's not rusted all the way through, and that would be really easy to clean up if you wanted to. Again, personally, I wouldn't try to clean the rust up on this truck. I think it's part of the character. Pick up on it, she drops right back down. Before I run too long, let me hop up underneath it and show what it looks like underneath. So overall, these floor pans are in good shape. There's a couple of spots of rust here and there. Like, for example, right there's a little rusty spot. But these are the original floor pans. There's a little rusty spot here. And it would be really easy. I don't think you would need to go through and patch. I like to pull the things off. I don't think you need to go through. I think you could go through and patch. I personally would not try to redo the entire floor pan unless I was doing a frame off restoration. This is a very common spot on C10s where it's rusted here. And you can actually buy those replacement parts, which is really cool. Inner fender wells, nice, rust free. Solid frame. 2-in-1 exhaust. That's another thing I would consider doing, is putting a true dual exhaust on it. But it actually sounds really cool the way it is. I think it would just, you know, free up some airflow and give it a little more aggressive sound if you put true duals on it. But that being said, spare tire on the bottom that's rusted out, pretty common. It's got a tow hitch already in on it with the wiring. I did not test that, but man, like I said earlier, what a cool way to cart your Harley Davidson motorcycles around in this truck. Back and forth to shows and things like that. Would be a really kick-ass way to show. So if you'll pay attention to those nice solid rust-free frame rails all the way, I don't see any rust except for surface rust on the frame. And then, you know, these are the little spots where it's going to be rusty. Very typical spots on these. Again, inner fender well looks good. There's a little rust. There's a rust hole there. So a few spots here and there. Passenger side, same thing on this side as the other. Original floor pan here, rockers rusted out on this side. External rockers here look, you know, some bubbling and stuff, but nothing major. It actually rides very well down the road too. Just rides good. I think it actually may sit a hair lower than factory stance. Like I said, I've never had one of these before, so I don't have anything to compare it to. One more spot of rust I just saw here, probably an old radiator, you know, rust spot, or I don't know, just water collects on these old vehicles some places. So, but this is all solid. Rubbers and bushings look pretty good to be, I'd say, good original condition, or somebody probably, you know, redid some stuff back in the day. All right, well, there you have it. This is probably one of the longest videos I've done in a while. I just want to make sure everything was covered. In fact, I'm going back out here to pull the light switch real quick. See this side indicator turned on? It may not turn, the lights may not turn on until I turn the key in the on position. Try that. I want to make sure we had that. I'm sure we had the lights working before. Well, and that may be a, oh yeah, there we go. We got a light on there, the other side. So it may be something to put on the project list to check the wiring on the lights, just check the light bulbs in general. Sometimes too, it's the bright switch, which is I just hit. There we go. Lights are on. So that's the bright switch. You hit the bright switch, the lights turn off. Hit the light switch again. The nice thing is they cost like $7 and they bolt right, plug right in really easy. So lights working fine. I don't think that the turn signals work. I don't hear it clicking. Oh. All right, well, cool. I think that that driver's side rear bulb is blown. I can hear it clicking. So that's a good sign. Alrighty guys, sorry I went 15 minutes on this one. I'm just trying to be as thorough as possible. You know, we don't meet customers face to face very often. Most guys are watching these videos, calling us up. You know, we've got great shippers, especially in today's day and age. Really good shipping guys, you know, and I believe I've got a title on this truck too. So give us a call. It's peachtreeclassiccars.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.